It seems all is well here. For now.
I don't trust the quiet here. Let's shore up the defenses. Did you see those slumped-over arcane golems around the village? They may not look like much now, but a quick tune-up will have them on their feet soon enough. They're good for standing guard, and also for ferreting out any hidden snakes in the weeds. Let's get to work. The sooner the golems are running, the better I'll feel about this town's safety.
An adventurer. Just the sort of face I wanted to see in these troubled times. I fear my apothecary is closed for the day. Though perhaps if you are looking for gainful employ, there are a few trifles that I could use some help with. My colleague Mafia has taken ill. She requires a specialized poultice of sorts in order to ease the symptoms. I would forage for the plants myself, but the local fauna have grown so testy as of late. While you are out and about, could you gather some grave blossoms for me? I'd happily make it worth your while. My poultice requires venom samples from the local giant bat populations. Please retrieve some of those as well. 6 common vials worth should do. Don't give me that look. They're bats. There are mad light plant things to the east and a storm of voidwalkers swirling over our heads. Don't you dare give me guff about the dangers of big, fluffy bats. Now, Shu. My colleague is depending on your prompt and efficient aid. Oh, come now. While we stand here and chat about the weather, my associate continues to suffer under the travails of her malady. Get on with it. It is gloomy, by the way, the weather as usual. There you have it. 8 flowers. Simple enough. No. Now, I just need a few more things. What? I didn't mention that there would be a shopping list. Oh, bother. Well, nothing to it but to do it now. HRM. You don't seem the type to leave things half-handled. Strictly speaking, a stronger venom would have a more ample effect, but we're living in strenuous times. This void hoopla has my usual supply lines, at Sunsail completely occupied. We'll have to make do with Mournbat venom. Now go. There we are, see. I knew I could rely on you. We've only a few steps left to manage. Forgive me for my failure to provide specifics, Traveler. The Mournbat venom and the Grave Blossoms were only the first of the reagents I require for my associate's medication, luckily. The final few things I require can all be easily obtained in Golden Mist Village to the north. Be a dear and fetch these last few things for me, won't you? With these, my toil will be nearly complete.
The Twilight's Blade were already skulking around the perimeter. We were right to come here quickly.
Casia's notes may be lost forever, but we must try and improvise. I have one final ritual to try. If this doesn't work, then the answers lay in Deathome, the Twilight's Blade's heart. But first... No, Number. I was so close.
Umbric collects himself a paradigm of focus.
Dithome it is, then. The base of the Twilight's blade. That coward Antinorian has doomed us all. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but... we need the rest of Cassia's research, the missing pages that were stolen from her corpse. But the cult has retreated south, to the ruins of Dithome. Fitting that such traitors would sequester themselves in such a vile place. But we must root them out.
Yeah. Why do I smell grave soil on you? That is an interesting bag of goods you are carrying there, friend. I don't suppose you are shopping on behalf of the apothecary in Windrunner Village. You may wish to reconsider this course if you value your well-being. That woman, that apothecary, has snared you in one of her schemes. I'd be careful around her, adventurer. Rumors travel like wildfire in Eversong. And while I would never disparage a fellow artisan of Eversong without cause, I have heard enough rumors to know that your apothecary deals in more than simple herbs. Take your wine and your reagents, I suppose. But before you pass them off to your patroness, I'd recommend doing some digging, lest you find yourself wrapped up in something you come to regret.
The rack before you appears well-loved and bears a number of peculiar and seemingly unrelated devices. Gardening tools mingle with what appear to be surgical implements. They are all relatively clean, but they show signs of frequent use and wear. The exact nature of this urn's contents defies you, but it smells foul and radiates a strange, anxious sort of feeling. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. This tome contains a series of letters pressed in between pages of ritual study whose runes make your skin crawl. The newest looking of the letters appears to be written in fresh ink.
Mafia, your birthday fast approaches, though I admit the days have grown somewhat trying as of late. Things are not the same as they once were. They are unlikely to ever be the same again. Nevertheless, my studies have continued. The tools of our enemies may grant you some measure of peace after all. Perhaps if I am able to perform this ritual to my expectations, I will be able to give you the gift you so rightly deserve. Remember the Sunwell, Talandra.
Your findings leave little to the imagination, whatever official enterprises Talandra purports to pursue. Her personal affects betray a more sinister profession. The final pages of the tome detail a meeting place. Whatever Talandra Dawnsprite intends to do, she means to do it amidst the ghosts of Windrunner Spire. The time for Talandra's ritual grows nigh.
So much grief, so much pain. It binds us to this place. His melodies once soothed us, but now they are drowned out by the din of violence. Please help us. Follow the sound of the lyre. He will guide you.
The bespectacled woman watches your weapon warily.
Before you decide to get all overzealous adventurer on me, allow me a moment to explain. I am a necromancer, yes. I omitted key details of my plans for our shopping list in order to make it more likely that you would lend me your aid. But I promise you my intentions are not nefarious. The Banshee you see before you was once a Farstrider, a hero of Quel'Thalas, and now she is in pain. Please, allow me to finish this ritual. You may arrest me or strike me down, or do whatever it is you do once I am done. Are we agreed? goodness, that was nearly quite the misunderstanding. I am glad you stayed your weapons long enough to hear me out. The Scourge took much from the Sindori. For some like Amalthea, it took everything and more. Needless to say. My studies don't get me invited to many parties, but they allow me from time to time to ease Amalthea's torment. To that end, I would bear any indignity. We meet again. The rat scurries just ahead. Are you ready to finish the hunt?
Mistress, I am here as summoned. Nothing?
Never nothing, mortal. The void closes its jaws around the throat of your world. You cannot hope to be worthy of its hunger.
I am! My followers and I have sown chaos and mistrust between the Sunwell's defenders. As we were bidden!
Mere child's play, elf. The real work commences over the mountains. And within the void itself, in case any of you have forgotten. You wretches speak of your works and worth, scrabbling for the mistress's favor, forgetting all the while that in the end,
all will be devoured. The forces of the void are gathering from across the cosmos, eager to feed upon this world. Soon, the true invasion will begin, and the mortals will never see it coming. Make ready.
Mistress, do not forsake me.
You did well, my faithful servant. But alas, I have no further use for you.
But I...
Give my regards to Azeroth's champions.
I'm loath to find myself here again, but it is the only way. I did not expect this place to be so heavily guarded. This is far more complicated than one charismatic leader and a group of wayward pilgrims. Still, if we take out Antinorian, it should weaken them considerably. A cult is nothing without its leader. Valera tracked the governor to that cavern. He is gone in. We'll make sure he never comes out. Let's be done with this. The Twilight's blade must fall. Casia's notes. At long last, I must go.
This is dire. The Twilight's blade is much larger, much more powerful than any of us could have guessed. I am glad Umbric is on the case, but we need to let Silver Moon know what has happened here.